Grant Edwards is the GM of PGG Wrights and Wool. Time for our monthly look at a market that has been going nowhere in recent times. Although, Grant, I am pleased to report, or get you to report, that there was a bit of a bounce in the market yesterday. Good afternoon.
Yes, Jamie, good afternoon to yourself and all your listeners. We did have a Christchurch to South Island sale yesterday offering over 10,000 bales, and we did see a bounce in that market, as you've alluded to, which was great to see, with our merinos or our fine wool merinos and half-breeds up 10% plus, and our crossbreds 5%. It is a big time of the year for our fine wools, and of that 10,000 bales, certainly in our catalogue, 35% of that was made up of fine wools yesterday, Jamie. And
you should never look a gift horse in the mouth. I better get my terminology correct here, Grant.
What's that?
I better not kick it. But the trouble is, even a 5% lift on next to nothing, where strong wool is at the moment, it's not much, because my understanding is, fleece wool at the moment for strong crossbred fleece wool, what are you getting, $1.60, $1.80 or something like that?
Yes, Jamie, we are, and certainly take your comments there, and no, it isn't. But we're seeing, we all know that the world shut down with COVID, and we're starting to see some normalisation, if you could call it that, around the wool market. India and that crossbred space have been very strong to the extent they've doubled their export quantities throughout July from 9% to about 18.7%, and which is strongly driven in that world rug. They're the largest world rug manufacturer around the world. Of course, that goes out; those products go out wide across the world. But we're certainly seeing a degree there. And China, of course, are always strong. Their figures were 44.6% throughout July, Jamie.
I want to talk to you about getting the wool off the sheep this season. We're hearing there's a shortage of shearers. We know that the overseas shearers won't be coming in this season. Have we got enough blokes and girls out there to do the job? Or, Grant, are you and I going to have to come out of retirement?
Yeah, I don't know whether I'd go too well, Jamie, to be honest, and I'm not sure you would.
Hey, I'm undefeated in celebrity shares. Sorry, mate. Don't talk me down.
I'll recouch my comments then, and I'll say that I wouldn't be Jamie. But no, certainly it is a real concern for the industry. We've seen it in the media from the Shearers Association. We have got a lot of sheep to be shorn throughout that December, January, February period, and it's a real concern out there. There's a lot of lobbying going on at government, and I did see, I think, a couple of days ago where there was a degree that they were starting to review some of this, and also around, of course, fruit pickers, etc. So hopefully we can work through this, Jamie, and get those sheep shorn.
Now, here's a question for you. With wool being worth not much at all and the cost of harvesting at the moment exceeding what you can get for the crop, will farmers go back to what in the good old days was the traditional shearing model, certainly in the South Island anyhow, of just shearing once a year? I know the management advantages around shearing twice a year or 2 times in 3 years, but because of the cost, will they go back to once a year? I don't know, shearing after weaning and just managing your flock that way.
Certainly, Jamie, we're talking about crossbreds here, but no, not at this stage. We're not seeing that. I think there's some reasons for that, and you've touched on that. One of them is a really key animal health reason. Whether it's fly strike, to a degree of sheep getting cast, and there's a real animal health issue here, and also climate and geography of New Zealand. What suits in certain regions doesn't necessarily suit in others. We're certainly not seeing that at the moment, and I think farmers generally are looking at the wider picture. They're looking at the total return from a crossbred sheep. We all know that wool's extremely tough at the moment, and I've always talked about that positivity longer term, and still do see that. In the same token, farmers are tending to look at a crossbred sheep as a total unit, and if you put the meat in perspective as well as the wool, we've always seen over the years that's what makes up that revenue. We're not largely seeing any changes in those shearing patterns at the moment.
Good on you, Grant. Grant Edwards there. Barry Soper next. I think I meant to say 3 times in 2 years with those shearing patterns. We wrap the week in politics next.